Hello, we're here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster on a lovely day. It's Paul's birthday. I don't know how old he is. Oh, I do know how old he is. He's 56 today, or 57, 56 or 57. Anyway, happy birthday, Mr. Taylor. So, we've had some R.M.Williams brought in for repair. So the gentleman said these were his lovely boots. They are some sort of limited edition R.M.Williams, and he really likes it. But they're a lovely upper. Really lovely, lovely. And he's had these at home, wore them a little bit and got them ready for repair, and then his wife sent them away to get them repaired, and they came back and he said, when I wear them, they're really, really uncomfortable. They're so hard underneath. He said it just makes it very difficult to wear them, and he's so disappointed at the repair. So on his way to Sheffield or somewhere, I called in to see us, and I think he's from Lincolnshire some way out, and he called in to see us, and a lovely chap. These are the boots, and well, the repair isn't the worst in the world. Somebody's put him a red sole on there, or they've put a sole on and painted it red, but whatever, it looks nice. I think you can actually buy these in a red sole. We don't actually do that. Maybe we should start doing stuff like this. This is a little badge that goes on there that shows them as being some sort of limited edition. He'd like that back on the boots if we can. When we look round the boot, we can see two lots of stitching. Of course, this is what we look for. If I put my little light on here, just see if we can help us zoom in on there. Look, can you get that? Can you get? You just see now. I mean, it can't be that bad if we've got to zoom in, but there's a row of original stitching back here, and then there's a new row just in front of it here, which is a bit of a shame, a little bit of a shame, because it just makes it difficult for our machine to find the right hole to drop into. So we'll go probably for the original hole at the back and just see if we can get our machine to stay on that original hole when we restitch them. Of course, we will take out all those stitching. When we look at the boot like that, we can just see a little bit of welt has been shaved off. A little bit too much has been finished off on one of the edges there. But other than that, it's a nice repair. So why is it uncomfortable for him? Well, it could be, and we don't know yet until we strip this down, and we will follow this repair through the stages. We don't know until we get this sole off what the cork's like underneath. If it's all dried up cork, if there's felt in there and the felt's got some glue on it and the glue's dried up and gone onto the felt and made the felt really hard, so he's not getting any softness in the boot, and it's been he's not crazy uncomfortable, but when he's been on them for a while, it really has been bothering him. Now, the heel on here, it's had a really cheap heel. This is the cheapest of cheap heels. It's a good cheap heel, but it's a cheap heel from a company called Charles Birch. That's their emblem there. And it's what would normally go on standard high street repair, as cheap as can be. This boot really should have had a leather heel with a dovetailed rubber quarter tip. And if they've managed to stain this, the leather could have been stained as well. Really would have made a very pretty repair. So we will strip this down. What I've started to do, because I did hear this rumour that the R.M.Williams boot has got the, I can't say cardboard, it's got the Conti board, fibre board, the cardboard heel stack on there, and it hasn't. It's got the leather heel stack, but it does have half the section at the top, like this here, look, has got cardboard in it, so we can see the leather, but round the top of the heel they've gone for this Conti board. Now, this is an old boot that we repaired. This is what we want to see, full leather heel stacks. So on this boot here, I've just lifted the heel stack off, and sure enough, here we are with this cardboard type material, and I can't believe it. It just sits here before the leather heel stacks start. So all this down here is a cardboard Conti board. I've got to stop saying cardboard, Conti board, and that's on these R.M.Williams, and I'm really surprised at that. It's such a shame that they've gone down that road and not put a full leather heel stack on there. Anyway, still a lovely boot. We will start the repair, strip it off, find out why it's so hard under this sole, and we'll take some pictures and do some videos and just let you see how it comes out. By the way, the customer is now going to go for a Dainite sole on here, a full Dainite conversion on there, because he feels that will be slightly softer underfoot, give him a little bit more grip, and would just suit this sort of boot so much better than the leather sole. Right, okay then, so we've got started on these R.M.Williams signature Signature Craftsman, is that the way these? Yep, Signature Craftsman, that's right. And the veal calf uppers. The uppers do, they feel beautiful, they really do. And as we just said, this gentleman had these repaired, and we couldn't wait to see why they're so hard. Well, Paul stripped this one down, he's machined the stitching out the top, obviously removed the badge, removed the heel stack, and underneath here we've got the cork. And look, when I press into the cork, it's still quite soft. It's still lovely and soft, that cork. So the cork wasn't the problem. Sometimes if this cork gets lathered in glue, it soaks in there and it goes hard, feels uncomfortable. Or if they've used a piece of felt and then that felt has got filled with glue, it goes hard. And of course underneath there is the insole that your foot's on. But this cork is quite soft. But what Paul's found on this is he thinks that this is the original sole. It's not a midsole, which is usually a little bit softer. This is the original sole. So when this repair was done, the original sole was machined down, left in as a midsole, and then a new sole put over the top. And that has made this really tough and heavy and hard. And it's made the boot uncomfortable for the customer. So we've stripped it down, we've knocked the heel off. Here's the heel come off. So it's a good, lovely leather heel stack in there. And again, we've got this cardboard end to it, which is such a shame. This is the cardboard. Why that entire heel stack isn't all leather, I don't know. I don't quite understand it on a boot that retails at £650. It is nicely made. Look at the shank, beautiful shank in there. These like fiberglass shanks, absolutely fabulous shank in there. The terminology for this, I'm sure it's tennis seat on this, and the seat piece there, this is like a fibre board as well. So it's leather welt, leather upper, leather heel stack. There's a fibre board type cardboard on the top of there where they've just dished it out. No reason for that, could be leather. And then the seat here that the heel goes on, this is, look here, look, this is like a cardboard material, but it does the job. Let's not moan about it, because it does the job. Now we've got this sole off here. We can actually get back in touch with the customer and say, really, we could put you either a nice stout leather sole on there, or we could put you a midsole on and then a leather sole. What would you sooner do, Paul? Midsole then sole on there?
Midsole if you're having Dainite.
Yeah, midsole. So if the gentleman's having Dainite, you see, we just thought the boots weren't as comfortable, and this will be why, because they've just banged that sole, new sole, on top of the old sole. So we will have a word with the customer now and just say, we've sort of found out the reason why this sole is so hard. Do you want to go back to leather, or do you want to go with the Dainite sole on there? So we'll get back to him, we'll carry on with this repair, and we'll keep reporting back. Okay, here are the R.M.Williams that have had the repair. Just look down there, the side, the profile, oh, the finish on there. Full leather heel stack, of course. Look at the stitching down there, look, absolutely beautiful. And they have the Dainite sole on. We've put the badge back on, the Craft Creation badge back on. That's the Dainite sole on there. Absolutely beautiful. I will take those and get some pictures of them. So they've had everything stripped off, you know, before somebody had left the leather sole on as a midsole, which is no good. It's just too hard. So they've had a lovely soft midsole in, fresh leather, new leather heel stacks, and yeah, they've gone together lovely. That's it. Paul just throwing me the old sole. So this was the sole that was on. A gentleman had them repaired, said they were super comfortable when he first got them, but wherever he'd sent them to, they'd left the original sole on, thinned it down to use that as a midsole, and then stitched another red sole over the top. And it wasn't a bad repair, but the gentleman said it was just so uncomfortable. So these are all freshly recorked and everything checked over with them, a good polish up, and hopefully this gentleman will be able to dance in these now.